here? What was our lesson yesterday? Yes?
Our lesson yesterday is about multiplying polynomials using lattice method.
Okay. So we can use long method in multiplying polynomials, and we can also use the lattice method in multiplying polynomials. Now, may I ask you, which of the two methods is more convenient for you to use in multiplying polynomials?
Long method.
Okay, so we will start our debate on which methods is much easier for you to use in multiplying polynomials. So may I have the volunteers for the lattice method? Will you please stand? Any volunteer? Stand. Okay, so we have here our volunteers for the lattice method. So they find lattice method as a convenient method in multiplying polynomial. How about the long method, the usual traditional way of multiplying? Okay, so we have here sets of 5 students who are comfortable working with multiplication of polynomials using the long method. Okay, here's it. Now, I will assign Wayne to be the timekeeper, then Sandara as our moderator. Okay, so may I now call on Sandara to introduce to us our speakers for the pro lattice method and for the pro long method.
So, good afternoon to each and everyone. We are now here to witness the debate comprehension for grade 7 students. Let's look for the criteria. Reading skill, mixed method of memory and conversational or dramatic expression, 25%. Voice gestures, audience contact and voice projection, 25%. Art of questioning during interpolation of art or delivering questions, 25%. Skill in answering questions during the contradicting interpellation, outskill in the speeches of opponents, 25%. Let's welcome the jurors. Ma'am Judith Monica, the English coordinator. Ma'am Rosita Bukoy, Master Teacher 1. And Ma'am Irene Reyes, the GAD coordinator. So, the motion states that what is the easiest method to use in solving problems, polynomials, long method, or lattice method? Let's call on the Prime Minister of the long method side, Ernestine Dalara. So, in solving math problems in multiplying a polynomial, the best method to solve for it is the long method. Long method wherein the complete step-by-step that magnifies every bit of the lesson. Polynomials are defined as the sum of variables with increasing integer power and their coefficients. Is the polynomials important? Yes, it is. Polynomial modeling function can even be used to solve questions in chemistry and biology. We should use long method in multiplying polynomials than lattice method. Long method is more effective and common than lattice method. Lattice method, which includes memorizing the formulas without explanation to get an answer for a problem, while long method teaches us the concept and flow of the lesson at hand. As an easy-to-get student, or rather be a teacher, we should make sure that the students understand the whole lesson that the teachers teaches us, even the smallest of things. It's not about knowing the answer, but it's all about knowing the process or how to get the answer. Yes, lattice method is an alternative to long multiplication for numbers, or it is a method of multiplying large numbers using a grid. This method breaks the multiplication process into smaller steps and less time, which some students find easier. Some students cannot define the lattice method because you'll need to cross out To borrow from it, then multiply again. Lattice method certainly does avoid the biggest problem of multi-digit multiplication carrying while multiplying. However, lattice method has also disadvantages. The first one is the accuracy, where lattice method places extra demands on neatness by requiring students to write twice as many digits in the space directly under each number, one above the diagonal and one below. Next is the conceptual understanding, which, if taught correctly, the traditional algorithm does a much better job of showing students how place value and distributing property apply to the process of multi-digit multiplication. But in this case, yes, we already understand it. But how about the students who are hard to get or difficult to understand the topic? So we need to teach them to multiply the polynomials by long methods. Anyway, long method is just easy. You just need to multiply it one by one, then after it, you add, and that's all. You can easily get the answer. You don't need to attach or draw a grid, then half it, and then whatever. You're just making the computational longer. Trust me, at the end of the day, mastering the concept of math, which is achieved by learning the long methods, would enable one to compute in a short amount of time. Me and my companions are proud to propose.
So thank you, Prime Minister. Let's move on with the lattice method side. Let's call on the leader of the opposition, Francois Lambayan.
So, lattice method is a kind of a mathematical calculation of polynomials. Although not most of the people don't use that method, but that may be useful and fast. Although it is like complicated, but it will be easy if memorized. Our main problem here, Miss Chair, is that the long method side says that they are easy to learn. Yes, it is easy to learn. But that goes my first point. One is lattice method computation hard? No, because if you memorize or study it how to use lattice method, will it be easy for you? Okay. Second is the lattice different from long method? Yes, although that they have the same answers. How you see here is that long method means it is long. So it's like you're taking a minute or a half to finish it. So the issue is that long method side wants to use long method. Yes, long method is making it legit to know the answers if it is right or wrong. Although that lattice method is an easy and fast method, which it may lessen the work and be fast. The net benefit here is that the lattice method is an easy and fast method of mathematical calculation. I am proud to oppose.
So thank you, leader of the opposition. Let's call on the Deputy Prime Minister, Pilar C.
So, we all know that math subject is one of the difficult subjects. But teachers do their best to make us learn solving numbers. But actually, math is not hard like every student thinks. We just need to practice and understand to be able to realize how exciting math is. So, the problem here, Miss Chair, is that the opponent side is saying that lattice method is the easiest way to solve polynomials. But we tell you, Miss Chair, that the best way to do when solving a polynomial is a long method. Because according to this student, long methods are more easier than the lattice method. Because long method is more common in every student. Even in elementary, they are using the long method to multiply the polynomial. So, Miss Chair, why did we say that the long method is more common and easier than lattice method? As all we know, long method is present in all math problems, not just in school but in our daily activities, and it has only two terms. So, given me this serious situation, or rather problem, on what is the easiest method to multiply polynomial should be long method. Because long method has only two terms and it can be easily multiplied. Well, when we use the lattice method, it will consume the time, and instead of giving the time to solve the problem, but we will just waste our time on making grid or box and drawing a diagonal lines. So the long method is the easiest way to solve a polynomial. So I am proud to oppose.
Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. Let's call on the Deputy Leader of Opposition, Catherine Falca Santos. So now, status quo shows that lattice method is one of the effective methods in resolving mathematics problems, especially in multiplying polynomials. I am going to tackle an important in this debate. What is the necessities in using lattice method in multiplying polynomials? Well, Miss Chair, lattice method is very effective in solving because lattice method have its corresponding steps. Just by doing boxes and diagonal lines, we can already quickly get the answers. This given scenario, because this lattice method has its steps, a very good step to solve. So with that, I am proud to propose. Thank you, Deputy Leader of Opposition. Let's call on the Member of Government, Ken Marie.
We all know that math is part of our everyday life. The numbers in your cell phone, units in your grades, and so much more. But students thinking that letters and numbers are being combined to form a polynomial that is part of subject math in high school. By solving this method, the students will easily get the answer. This method is being teach in the school in subject math. This is a long method. The long method is used which you are dividing or multiplying a large number, usually 3 digits or more, by 2 digits or more numbers. This method is common in subject lattice. This method is not also multiplying and also in dividing numbers in polynomials. For example, when you are multiplying 1,500 and 500 using long method, this is a good way and easier way to answer. That's why long method is easier and common. And why lattice method is using like that the students making harder and longer to solve that will be no time to solve other problems. Evidence support that each of the students are able to learn and execute the long method approach to multiplication. So disagreement on approach may be rooted in the what counts and what outcomes. I'm proud to do this.
Thank you, Member of Government. Let's now call on the Member of Opposition, Rachel Joy Villasur.
As we all know that in today's generation is increasing the numbers of students that know how to compute and solve in many different solving problems. Mathematics is one of the major subjects that is very important because all courses have this major subject. The problem is that, Mrs. Chair, the group of long method is against the lattice method in using for multiplying polynomials. Even if that lattice method is easier way for solving polynomials. Lattice method is also well known as grid method because it uses grid in solving polynomials. The lattice method is an alternative for long multiplication polynomials, it can be a big help for us because it can help to be faster for solving the problem. Even if that, they can say that the long method is more comfortable than the lattice method because it is much common than the lattice method. Although they can say that lattice method is not capable in multiplying polynomials in some of the digits that cannot use in lattice method, but still, lattice method is a faster way for multiplying and solving polynomials. Not only one method we can focus, we can also explore or can also identify other method that can help us for many purposes for faster solving. The lattice method is more comfortable than the long method because long method is a method that is long process for a person to solve. It takes a long time to solve and may cause a person to be confused. For example, to calculate 658 times 47, the student could construct the grid with 6 easy multiplications. The solution is solving lattice method is the grid the numbers. Draw the diagonals of the first squares, find and put the answer in intersecting rows and columns. Then going to the right to left and the number down the diagonals, the first diagonal, and that's our problem.
Thank you, member of opposition. So let's call on the member of government, Aislinn Tubigon. As we all know, math subject is one of the best things that is really needed by human beings. But the status quo shows that there are still plenty or high number of percent of children, students rather, that hate math. It is because of the difficulties in solving, counting, and formulas. But there are still students who love math subject. It is because math is challenging, especially when we use long methods like solving polynomials. Using long methods because they say solving math in long method increase your knowledge and challenging your brain in counting and solving numbers. The problem here, Mr. Chair, is that, and members of this House, the opponent side is believing and creating a story that using lattice method in solving polynomials is the best and easiest way to use, even though the opponent side has a certain point because by creating a grid and diagonal lines, it is already a lattice method and just start to solve polynomials and to answer the corresponding questions or math problems. But we tell you, Mrs. Chair and members of this House, using long method in having math problems is a brilliant solution because long method is present in any math problems. And even though they will say that using long method takes time, we tell you honestly, Ms. Chair and members of this House, long methods will really help us because this will challenge our brain and how serious are we in terms of studies so that in the end of the day, we won't regret everything like studying just to reach our ambition. In this debate, Ms. Chair and members of this House, I'm going to tackle one important point. My argument states that why this long method is the best method to use when having a math problem. Why do we say so that the long method is the easiest way in solving polynomials? We all know that, or we are aware that there are plenty of students that actually want shortcuts in having math problems. It is because we know that math is one of the difficult subjects. But we tell you, what if we are going to face we are going to have math problems which is actually not present in having lattice method. So if we know the long method, so it is easier for us to answer those questions or math problems that being given to us. So that those questions that we think is difficult, we can just answer it as correct as it is. So in that, I am very, very proud to propose. So thank you, member of government. Let's call on the leader of the opposition, Genevieve Literos.
So, Mrs. Chair, lattice method of multiplication is an introductory approach to multi-digit multiplication calculations involving numbers larger than 10.
The issue here, Mrs. Kerr, is that which method are we going to apply in multiplying polynomials? The long method or lattice method? So lattice method is the best or easier way to multiply polynomials. Because, Mrs. Chair, as to compare the traditional long multiplication, the lattice method differs in clearly breaking the multiplication in addition into two steps and being less dependent on place value. Mrs. Chair, whilst less efficient than the traditional method, lattice multiplication is considered to be more reliable in the children are less likely to make mistakes. Mrs. Chair, as we all know, the traditional method is ultimately faster and much more compact, but it requires two significantly more difficult multiplications, which pupils may at first struggle with. Compared to the lattice method, traditional long multiplication may also be more abstract and less manifestly clear. So some pupils will find it harder to remember, therefore, be encouraged for quite a period to use the simpler lattice method alongside the more efficient traditional long multiplication methods as a check and a fallback. Most pupils will go on to learn the traditional method once they are comfortable with the lattice method. But knowledge of the lattice method remains as useful fallback and even confusion. It is also argued that since anyone doing a lot of multiplication would nowadays use a pocket calculator efficiently for its own sake, is less important or equally, since this means that most children will use the multiplication a logarithm less often. It is useful for them to become familiar with a more explicit method. And as with that, I am proud to oppose. So,
Thank you, member of opposition. To formally close the long method side, let's call on the government whip, Fatima Pueblo.
So, as status quo says, everyone, this status quo shows that math is our life. Math is everywhere because math is there. We need math in our daily life because math is math, and this is the very important thing that we should have and we should take in ourselves forever as we grow up. I will not go further for this session. I will straight to the point that now I'm going to tackle one important thing in this debate. Why is it a commensurate to use long method in solving or in multiplying polynomial problems? It's so very easy. It is because, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen, polynomials is the solving of polynomials by the use of long method is the best and ideal way to solve it. Why? Because this method don't let us to be confused enough in solving such things because we have that process of full pack solving problems. This long method don't give burden to us, don't give burden to the solver for us to answer it correctly. This long method, why? Because it has its real and clear step-by-step process of solving. Like for example, is that 2x squared raised to the power 2x squared plus x plus 5 was multiplied by x plus 5 is equal to 2x raised to the power of 3 plus 11x raised to the power of 2 plus 10x plus 25. So in this case, Mr. Speaker, we multiply it one by one according to its matter. We can be no longer to have a chance to be confused because of its clear step. Not unlike the other method what the opponent side wants to pursue, we can have an afflection in using this lattice method because a lot of students are credulous enough in solving such things. Because this method of the opponent side was too confusing just by sketching or making those boxes in the diagonal lines instead of directly solving this by the long process. So now in the session of defending two methods by the two opponent side, which came from the long method and the lattice method, I've been answered an important thing of why this long method is important. It is because it's not a confusing method. Its method is the best way because it has a step and clear process of undergoing in solving this method. talking for the past 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, is that long method in solving polynomials, rather in multiplying polynomial problems, is the best and ideal way to multiply it. Because in this method, every learner, every student, every mathematical server will be raised up and 99.9% of a chance of having 100% of sure answer. So with that, I am proud to propose.
Thank you, Government Whip. And to formally close the lapis, let's call on the opposition whip, Dave Andoyan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First, I will tackle my rebuttal. First, most of all, long method is long. We can use this method in long types of multiplication of polynomials. And then, what our past speaker said, that in multiplying polynomials using the long method, we still need to practice. We don't need to practice anymore because we already know, or we need to memorize. We already memorized the table of multiplication. Now, the past speaker also said that using the lattice method is so very challenging to ourselves because of drawing sketches, drawing boxes, drawing diagonal lines, which is after that we can already have the answer automatically by just adding it diagonally also. Now, we all know, we all have the strategy of solving polynomials. Now there are two ways of solving these problems: the lattice method and the long method. Now the opposition side wants to pursue with the long method. As just what I said, long method can be used in long types of polynomial multiplication. Now that is really the most easiest method that you can apply in multiplying polynomials, not because of this shortcut method. Now proceeding with my arguments. What are the advantages of using the lattice method? First, we will show you that. Like what I said, lattice method is the easiest method that we can use in solving polynomials. It can be used in a number or a digit, especially when it's just short. It can really be too fast, even though you still need to grid, you still need to box, you still need to draw a diagonal line. So that we'll just add it. And with that, I'm proud to oppose that. I'm going to oppose long method, and I'm proud to propose the lattice method.
So thank you, opposition whip. The debate has been ended. All debaters, please cross the house.
Okay, so very good job, well done to both groups. So let's give a round of applause to our moderator. He did a great job for the side of the long method and the last. Are you going to use in multiplying polynomials? Any reaction from the group? Yes, Madera? No, Madera. Which method are you going to use if you are asked to multiply polynomials? Long method. Okay, why long method? Because that is. Yes?
You know, in multiplying long method, we can use
even though that the digits are too long, even that it consists billions of the value has digits, billions of this value, we can use long method so that it will be easy to multiply. And when it comes to lattice method, we can use the given problem by having the short value of its given problem.
So actually, the two methods are the most applicable way of multiplying polynomials. So we come up with a debate for us to know what is your reason why you choose the long method rather than the lattice method. Why did you choose lattice method rather than the long method? So this time, it's up to you students to choose which of the two methods you're going to use. Anyway, the result will still be the same. Criteria that we have made for best speaker. So I will call one of our jurors here to give us the winner for the best speaker. So may we call on Ma'am Rosita Bukol, the master speaker. Our best speaker is no other than Miss Tubigo. Shake hands. For your assignment, next meeting, I want you to have a reflection on what you have learned from our debate this afternoon. So, thank you very much and see you next week.